I've been trying to make my wallet fold all day. Cashing in my dreams, big payout. Underneath my money tree, big shade out. Now these models.
Hey freaking flyers, welcome back to another video on the channel. I'm Brandon, I'm a guy who flies, flight attendant based down in Miami, Florida, and today I am sitting down to do my flying recap for 2021. If you're new here, you can go back on my channel and see both my 2019 flying recap and my 2020 flying recap. So I just finished watching the 2020 recap. It's always amazing to just have that nostalgic moment of like looking back and seeing like, oh my gosh, like we're gonna go through each of the months of the year. I'm gonna recap what kind of flying this guy did. So I use two different apps to track my flying. I'll share both of them for current and even expiring flight attendants. I'm big on numbers and statistics and things like that, so it's kind of cool for me to see it. And you'll also see the route maps that each of the apps provide. The first app that I use is Flight Crew View, and that is a third-party app that I use. I can connect my schedule to it, and each month when I show you that little screenshot of what my flying looks like, it allows me to just, you know, see real time what's happening with my schedule, but it also tracks like a little map of the flying that you did. The second app that I use is called Roster Buster. Again, another third-party app, not affiliated with the airline that I fly for, but that app, I have the ability to import my schedule each month, and it keeps track of more of the statistical things like the total amount of hours and miles and all this and that, and it also creates these really cool maps so that you can see where you've flown each month. And so I kind of use the information from both of those to compile together and make this video. So let's hop into it. We can't talk about 2021 without acknowledging the fact that I was supposed to be on leave in January, February, and March. I got tired of sitting at home and the opportunity came. So I came back on the line in February. So the month of January, I actually did not fly. I was still at home, chilling, doing my thing, but we were preparing to come back to work in February. Watching South Park, like always, trying to find somewhere to live in Miami. You all, I am a guy who flies who is going back to work next week. I finally made it to Miami. Quick pit stop at the airport. We came back in February, mind you, we're still in, I'm not gonna say the height of the pandemic, but we're just, I don't know if the country even knew where we were at that point, but we are still in quote unquote pandemic mode. Okay? And flying was still reduced. And yeah, my line did not look really good. I think I had a schedule of all turns. I was just excited to be back, to be honest with you. So in February, we moved down to Miami. You know, we said we're gonna be here, we're gonna be in base more frequently than not. And so that would allow me to, you know, make more real-time adjustments to my schedule versus being a commuter. So February was basically the start of me no longer like doing that in and out kind of commuting. So I definitely took more control over my schedule, but we worked a lot of turns. I do remember that I did get rid of some of my turns and I did pick up out of base. So there was a Denver trip that I flew as well as a trip out of Philly. I picked up 2 trips. Did I fly these back to back? Y'all, I be doing some weird stuff. I literally be out here living on the edge. I flew these trips back to back. In February, we flew 83 hours, but we got paid for 101 hours. So we were just coming back to the line. We're still in the pandemic. Some people were still on leave. You know, seniority was all over the place. It was what it was. I'm back with another video, you all. This is my first day back at work. Before flight number 2, I'm going into the terminal to use the big people potty because that's like a luxury. You all, the fridge did do a good job. All my stuff is still cold. Food is still fresh. Then March rolled around and I'm like, here we go. We're going guns a-blazing. Yeah, no. March was the start of me working a lot of red-eye flights and a lot of stand-ups. If you all don't know, that's like you work last flight out, you have like 5-hour ground time somewhere, so you go to the hotel really quickly and then you work the first flight back out the next morning. So it's like a glorified turn, to be honest with you. And a lot of people hate them, but that's all I could hold because I was literally at the bottom of the line holder. So still not the best month, but we flew 97 hours, but we got paid for 109. So things were still, you know, on the up and up. I couldn't complain. All right, so we have made it to LaGuardia. Y'all see, Deanne got me together, so now I'm wearing 2 masks. because that's at the CDC fair. My report time is 6:20 and I have like 5 minutes to get from this garage to the crew room. This is why I hate the morning, because it's just so rushed. 3 and we're finally free, you all. So I have made it to layover here in Atlanta. It's been a day. It has been a day. Also, happy Pi Day. Just realized today is the 14th of March. Today is also the day I think that our country went on lockdown last year. April rolled around, it's still more the same. I mean, seniority was still very much stagnant. We were still at the bottom. But I was still, you know, shifting and maneuvering. April was alright. I don't remember much about April. Like, February, March, April, it was all a blur. I just remember, like, having to do so much work on my schedule because the schedule I got was just not appealing at all, and trying to drop everything and paying people to take stuff and picking up better stuff and trading. It was a lot going on. But in April, we did manage to fly 92 hours and we got paid for 111. So if you see the trend here, I like to get paid for more than I actually work. So we are in Dallas, all deplaned and cleaned, and we are getting ready to head back. Nice and easy flight down here. Hoping for a nice and easy flight. When I tell you this is the trip that almost didn't happen. Oh, episode title. It's so early. It's so quiet out here. Like, hotels are so eerie quiet in the early morning. Y'all, this place is amazing. Okay, let's see. B, C. No, she told me I need to be at G. Oh my God, G is far away from B and C. That looked like an exit. It's a home. It's literally a map. Where is my room at? Alright, so we have made it to Denver and headed to the crew room to heat up our food while we are on this little bit of a ground 6. May rolled around. May was a good month. I had a vacation week in May. You know, we took a little trip here, but vacation means extra credit. It's just credit you don't work for. So I do remember May was full of more Baltimore stand-ups. I think I was working them like back to back to back to back. And there was just like 1 week where I literally had a medical every single morning of those Baltimore stand-up. It was low-key a little bit traumatic, but you know what, we're gonna push that to the side. Because in May, we only flew 56 hours, but we got paid for 105. We love to see it. We love to see it. May was also the start of summer flying. Now let's not forget that gray cloud that just darkened the skies for the next 5 months. Who knew what we were getting into? Like, who knew at all? But I will say, there were greater things on the horizon. How does this even happen? Someone tell me. Back in Miami, the day is done. When I tell you it has been a whirlwind, long flight from Newark to San Juan, 2 medicals back to back. Quick turn out of San Juan, which just a long day. Got to Orlando, was pushing it from, we're supposed to have like an hour and 40 ground sit. We had a 15-minute sit, only to get on board and push back early and have to sit on the tarmac for an hour because of weather delays. Hello, summer flying. All right, so made it onto the aircraft. As I mentioned, I was working in the back on this particular trip. All my checks are done. I went by Dunkin' this morning and got me some coffee. So I'm ready to knock out these 2 legs. Let me tell you all how flight attendants can be such an influence on you, because my coworker has this amazing little accessory on her luggage, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, I have to have it. And so it's
flight time is 1 hour 44 minutes.
So it's this trolley strap that is a cup holder. So I'm gonna show you, because I've already found it on Amazon. I'm literally about to order it right now. Guess who's done for the day? Like, she's like on another planet, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. I'm like, she's like, I'm about to, and before she could say it, she literally passed out in the galley. Like, all right, June came in. This was like we're dead into summer flying season. June was a little bit tricky. However, you know, by this point we have started hiring, and hiring meant seniority boosting. Oh, it was the greatest thing to see. Like, I was never so excited to see so many new hires, because new hires means the bottom gets bigger and you get boosted up, which is a great thing in the world of aviation because seniority rules everything. In June, we were out here working 3-day trips, 2-day trips, 4-day trips, all of the above. In June, we worked a total of 89 hours, but we got paid for 116. So that trend was still up there, like 100 every single month. 100, 100, 100, 100, 100. Like, we were not out here playing. We took this line and we took it to the max, okay? But yeah, June was just a lot. It was a whole lot going on. I think we were about to resume in-flight service and some other things. So there was just a lot of changes happening. But I was also meeting a lot of new hires who had been watching my channel, like waiting to go to training, and they finally were able to go to training, and then they were passing, and then they were coming on the line. It was an exciting time. So on the way to work.
Oh, what are you doing working this morning?
I know, right? I haven't been having really good schedules, so like I haven't been able to really like be picky about what I work. So
right.
If I want to get hours, I gotta, you know, work what's available, and it seemed like it's been a lot of AM trips. Yeah. Happy Memorial Day, that was yesterday, for those of you who celebrate. And yesterday was also International Flight Attendants Day. So kudos to all of the crew members out there. Hey, plane maids, I see y'all. One more leg to go, y'all. One more leg to go. This is the trip that will never end. This is the trip that never ends. It just goes on and on, my friend. Because of weather delays in Orlando, our inbound plane can't leave Orlando. So when I got to the employee lot, like when I was talking to y'all, I checked it again and there was no update. So I've just been meandering through the airport. It happened again. Smooth, easy flight. 40 minutes out, captain called us. Yep, thunderstorm in Miami. So, you know, they're putting everybody into a holding pattern. So then we proceeded to hold and hold and hold for like 35 extra minutes. Yeah, you all, this officially wraps up the June flying. Like, package June, she was rough, okay? Tomorrow's July. Hello, July, what do you have in store for us? Now, July, baby. I'm looking at this schedule, and all I see, delay, rerouted, cancel. I had a week of vacation in July. Like, I was just throwing vacation everywhere because it was just all over the place. But I had a week of vacation in July, and I worked on top of the vacation, so we had a whole lot of extra credit. I think in July, I flew 80 hours, but I got paid for 130. So that's another month where I got paid for 50 extra hours that I didn't even have to physically be on the plane with people for. So July, at this point, I feel like America was like, we outside. Like, panty who? Panty what? No, Pantene outside. Like, the world was ready to be out, and we were receiving them on the aircraft. It was also, you know, we have to acknowledge that it was not the best time to be a flight attendant because every single week there was a headline about incidents happening aboard aircrafts, most of which happened mid-flight. Luckily, y'all, I didn't really experience none of that. Y'all know y'all seen every work trip, and we keep it real over here. So we slid on by that one. But yeah, you know, we have to pause for the cause and acknowledge that, you know, it was not the best time to be working in the sky. But we made it out. I scored an amazing parking spot, literally the last part before the bus pickup. I'm flying with my homegirl today. So y'all know we together. She go back there looking all extra and stuff, you know. Now I am back at the airport because I'm getting ready to commute, not back to Miami, but to Denver because I'm picking up out of base. I'm giving Court to Fly credit for this phrase, but I will commute for a coin. So Alright y'all, so we are dressed. Did I mention it was tropical shirt week? Alright, so we have made it to Newark, y'all. Look which senior mama is on my trip with me. Hey y'all. Y'all already know what's up. So, guess who's not going home tonight? Today has been a day for the books. So, we were delayed going out of MCO. We had a passenger who was, let's just say, being disruptive in the cabin, and so I had to have them removed from the aircraft, so that made us late leaving Orlando. Then we got to Miami, we deplaned, the plane was clean, we reboarded, we left Miami, and we've gotten to Providence, and now our pilots have exceeded their duty limit based on our projected block time going back.
But y'all paid me
because the whole crew has now been extended into our days off. August, another month of just like, I'm ready for summer flying to be over. Where's the finish line? You know, a lot of this is put on me by choice. I have to say that. I have to acknowledge that because I am based in Southern Florida. So the summertime is just real for us. And so anybody who's based in Florida, specifically Central and Southern Florida, you know that the storms that come every single day. You're gonna get a rainstorm, you're gonna get a thunderstorm every single afternoon, which means the flight boards in the evening it's just red. It's early Christmas. It's Christmas in August and July, for real, because it's just delayed, cancel, because I mean, you can't control the weather. And the weather has aviation in a chokehold. And so, yeah, we were just out here doing what we could, but August was another month of reroute, delay, oh, unexpected layover here because, yeah, but in August, we flew 92 hours, we got paid for 126. So we're just gonna let that be what it's gonna be, and we're gonna say goodbye to August. All right, so a couple of hours later, and I am going home because our flight has been delayed until 11:45 a.m. We've been rerouted for tomorrow. We were supposed to do 3 legs tomorrow, so tomorrow we're just gonna work to Atlanta, be on the ground for like 5.5 hours, and then work from Atlanta back to Miami. So anything can happen. So we are done with recurring. I'm still with my classmate. We passed, so certified for another year. So we have made it to the airport, you all. We came at our regular time, but our flight is delayed. Here is your 2:45 update that now the weather is not moving out of Dallas. They don't foresee them opening the airfield. So now we've been rerouted and we're going to skip going to Dallas and then on to Newark, and we're just going to go straight from Vegas to Newark. And it's blocked at a 6-hour flight. By September, the seniority was well. It was abundant. The flying looked amazing. We were saying goodbye to summer flying, but I think I had a schedule of nothing but 4-day trips. In September of 2021, let's mark this time, this date, this place, was the month I decided I really dislike working 4-day trips. We had a bunch of them. We did a lot of flying in September. We flew 101 hours and we got paid for 118. So real close margin, you know, we really worked everything we got paid for. Not a lot of delays, not a lot of cancellations, not a lot of reroutes. It was this your schedule, go to work, and that's what I did. All right, y'all, so we have finally made it to New Jersey. 2 hours later than we were supposed to get here, so that was wild. Like, we ended up getting rerouted because there was weather over like the whole New Jersey, New York area, which added like time onto our flight. But when I tell you we landed into the storm and it was so turbulent, like, you know, we're just up there like, you wanna put it on the, I mean, like, oh now, wow now. We chilling. The passengers were like low-key freaking out, you know, like when we were having those just like dips in the cabin, like the full-blown everyone screaming, just hysterical. But this one right here, Senior Papa brought everybody pizza. We had a pizza party. All right, so we have made it to Vegas finally. It's just a struggle all around, but get these people off. The cleaners just got off, so we are about to start boarding to Phoenix. I think we are approaching minimum rest for the night. We're going to manifest happiness. I feel better. It was great to break up the monotony of being on the hamster wheel and being able to go out last night because I was starting to get cabin fever. We had to escape the cabin fever because no. When the job becomes to that point, I don't like it. October. October. Oh, what a time to be alive. October is historically a slower month for air travel because summer flying is over, kids are back in school, people are at work, you know, there's not a lot of vacation. The most you see in October, you see a lot of like conference, music festival, convention type of like traffic, but you don't see a lot of leisure traffic in October. So October is typically the calm before the storm of the holiday travel season. In October, we flew 81 hours, but we got paid for 132. I'm getting ready to head out on a 4-day trip, you all. And it is Vlogtober, it is Pinktober. We have lots of things to celebrate. It's been a minute since you all have seen me in the parking garage, but today we are just working a turn, and it's a quick turn at that. So I was having a huge disagreement with the clock, so here we are. All right, y'all, so we have made it to Philly. Our duty day is over and done. However, we've gotten to the hotel and our rooms are not ready. All checked in on time. So as I mentioned, very long duty day. We're working 3 flights, Miami to Atlanta, Atlanta to Vegas, Vegas to Dallas, where we'll lay over tonight. November was chill. I mean, what can you say about November? I mean, November was November. We were coming off of the slow season. We were, you know, just getting into the holiday travel season. It wasn't real crazy. You know, we just came to break till we did what we had to do. I mean, there's nothing really that stood out in November. Thanksgiving was, that whole trip has to be in the top 10 of trips for 2021 because, my God, that Thanksgiving trip, between how mad I was the day of Thanksgiving, then waking up on Black Friday. First of all, we spent way too much money shopping on Black Friday, but you know, that's a whole nother story. But then that dream I had, whew, November, we flew 100 hours and we got paid for 110 hours. So real balance, real chill. So y'all, why am I working this morning with a whole crew that tried to drop this trip? Okay, so I came to the mall, y'all, because yesterday I split another pair of work pants. And yeah, now I'm starting a 4-day trip. You all know I cannot stand 4 days, but I have nothing but 4-day trips for the rest of this month. Throw the whole layover away. Like, throw the whole trip away. The whole reason why I did this trip was because I was coming to Cleveland. We were gonna have a 25-hour layover. It was gonna give me time to eat Thanksgiving food and go Black Friday shopping. We get to the hotel, the whole Cleveland is shut down. The hotel we stay at, you know you're coming here, you go get cookies. Ain't no cookies because of a national shortage. And then that brings us to December. One of the things that I've learned about myself is that I prefer to work heavier in the summertime and much lighter in the wintertime. I'm not a very productive person in the wintertime. I prefer to take more vacations, do more traveling in the wintertime to warm weather destinations because everybody's at work and kids are in school and it's very easy to travel and it's very easy to non-rev. So in December, which we're closing out in a matter of days, we worked 83 hours and we are getting paid for 96. This is the only month this year where I did not hit 100 hours. And I'm okay with that because it's a balancing act. It's a balancing act. You have to do what's work best for you. December, January, February, maybe even March. Gonna be real chill on the work and real expansive on the fool-la-la because welcome to my life. We're working 1 flight today. Just, where are we at? Vegas to Orlando with the red-eye flight. We should get in around like 6:30 or something in the morning. The most exciting thing happened. I ran into a frequent flyer in the airport. Shout out to you, Dion. Got some better pictures for the holiday standing at the better Christmas tree. And now I have the idea that I should totally do a digital FlyWithAGuy greeting card. Why didn't I think of that? But at this point, I think I'm gonna drop my trip for Saturday. Like, I just don't wanna work I don't want to work that turn. Like, I need that day off. Working with the Fly Guys again, our whole crew is staying together for the entire trip, so that's nice, pilots included. I'm gonna go ahead and head downstairs kind of early. I think I have like 12 minutes or so because I broke a flight attendant cardinal rule and I came to this room last night without any water. So I am dehydrated. This was our last trip of 2021. Can you all believe it? Last year, as in 2020, I made 3 goals for myself as a flight attendant this year. I would love to fly to Virginia this particular year on my airline working. I am hoping to land me a Cancun layover. And then lastly, I would love this year to average around 100 hours per month. And you all, check, check, check. So first of all, let's shout out to the fact that I wanted to fly to Virginia, and not only did I fly to Virginia, but I flew the inaugural flight from Miami to Norfolk. That was like a major highlight of the year. I wanted to do a Cancun layover. Check, mastered that Cancun layover. That was also a trip to remember because... And lastly, I wanted to average 100 hours per month. I wanted to push this whole being a line holder, you know, creating the schedule you want to have, making your wallet fill thing to the max. And we did all right. We surpassed 100. So let's talk stats for 2021. What did all of that look like in numbers form? I have to put a caveat in here that the app that I use to pull all my stats, it's missing September. September is just null and void. So some of these numbers are going to be absent the month of September. So let's just know they're a little bit higher than what I say here, but we're just going to rock with it. In 2021, we worked 307 flights. 307 flights, like compared to 100 in 2021. 307 flights. Our longest flight time-wise was that flight from Miami to Vegas that took 6 hours. We can go talk about it. But our shortest flight was from Orlando to Miami, which clocked in right at 41 minutes. We flew 305,909 miles this year. Of that, that looked like us working 954 hours of block time. Block time meaning gate to gate, door closed to door open. So time with people, 954 hours. But you all know, your boy loves his soft credit. We love the stuff, the credit that we get paid for without working. We got credited this year 1,255 hours. So, you know, we did pretty well to get that extra 300 hours that, you know, we didn't have to work for. Divide that by the 11 months that we worked. On average, we got paid for 114 hours per month. Ouch here, ouch here. Lots of flying, lots of flying. We worked 77 routes. A route being just connecting 2 cities. So Miami to Atlanta, Dallas to Cancun, Denver to Vegas. I want y'all to go ahead, drop down below and comment what you think the top route was that I worked this year. Now, if you are a frequent flyer, even if you are a pass-by passenger, you will probably be able to figure out what route I've probably worked the most this year. I'll give you a hint. What am I the king of? That's right. Our top routes this year, we worked Miami to Newark, or Newark to Miami, whichever way you want to say it, 47 times. 47 times. 47 times. We worked Miami to Atlanta 32 times, Denver to Miami 31 times, Philly to Miami 20 times, and Miami to Baltimore 16 times. Those were my top 5 routes of the year. Of all those routes, we touched 36 airports and we flew into or through 7 different countries. Shout out to the Caribbean, because y'all know we ain't international over here. We're near international, international-ish. But yeah, shout out to the Caribbean, because you know they boosted that number up. Lots to reflect on this year, you know, being on leave in January, coming back on the line in February. We were basically still experiencing, you know, the slow air traffic because of the Panasonic up until about May. Summer flying was a complete disaster. But you know, we started hiring again and seniority was boosted. I mean, they're planning to hire all the way through next year, so seniority is going to be amazing. Let's go ahead and talk about next year, y'all. So, what are we looking forward to? What, 2022? How old am I? Jeez. So it's 2022. We want to work less and make more. This little trend we started of like having all this soft credit, having, you know, 20 to 50 extra hours every month that we didn't have to actually work for. We want to continue that trend. So we want to see more of that. I would love to see a variety in layovers for this month. Like, we live all over the country. And I'm gonna be real honest with y'all, I don't be taking advantage of that because sometimes those layovers don't be attached to attractive flying, and I tend to do more productive flying than quality flying. So, you know, we might pull back a little bit on the productivity if it increases the quality, you know, here and there. And then lastly, you know, I just hope to keep growing as a flight attendant. We're in year 3 of this thing right here, y'all. So, yeah, you know, there's always opportunities for growth. There's always opportunities to be better. We're going to work on our attendance, you know. We're going to get to work. We're going to get to work on time, okay? That is the goal. Not only get to work, but get there on time in 2022. And you all know that through all of it, I'm going to bring y'all along for the ride. If you want to be a part of that, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And if you really want to see it, as soon as you can see it, click that notification bell because you'll be notified exactly the moment when I upload a new video. I'm Brandon, I'm a guy who flies, and I will see you all next year.
Day goes by.